Review code provided by Rainbow Billy, The Curse of the Leviathan is a brightly themed adventure that sets you on the path to save the world, one color at a time. Here's my review on the game and why I think it is definitely worth checking out. By looking at the artwork and trailer of this game, you can probably expect to go into the game and get something leaning on the easy side, and you'd be right with that, but this isn't the easy is boring type of game. While you won't find yourself banging your head against a wall to try to take out enemies, the game still offers enough of a challenge to keep you coming back for more, and it does it in such a beautifully colorful way. Rainbow Billy starts off just as you'd expect. There's happiness in the air, smiles all around, and a colorful world to explore and just enjoy. Not too long into the game, you meet the Leviathan, who very swiftly removes all the color, leaving you in a grayscale world that is both dark and dreary. It'll be up to you to restore the color to the world by winning mini battles with creatures who have turned, well, to the dark side, for lack of a better description. When you win against these creatures, they pop back into their original cute selves, and the islands they're located on will fill back up with color. It's a pretty easy concept to work with, and because of that, it's really unlikely you'll find yourself getting lost in the game, which is always a plus. The worlds you explore aren't very big, so you don't have to worry about sailing to Timbuktu and back. If there's ever a point where you can't reach an area or your trusty boat can't sail to, you can rest assured knowing that with just a little bit more story progression, you'll have everything you need to reach those hard-to-get spots. Again, nothing is too terribly difficult in this game, and it's not meant to be a struggle. It's here to give you a fun and easygoing experience. The combat system in the game will put you through a unique turn-based system that is easy to learn and even easier to execute. I know the term turn-based has a tendency to turn people off, but I assure you, you're not jumping into XCOM with this. It's a very relaxed version of that combat style. Also, please note that the word combat is being used very loosely here. As mentioned above, each creature you collect will have a certain skill attack and 3 colors to toss out. The colors are unlocked by leveling up your friendship level with the creature by giving them gifts or feeding them fish gummies. The skill attack they have will be one of 5 different types, each of which will put you into a short minigame, from dodging spikes to a slot game and just general hit the buttons in the right order. Succeeding in the minigames will determine how many colors you actually send out to your opponent. A flawless completion will of course send out the most, but make a few mistakes and you might find yourself sending out none. I actually enjoyed this aspect because while the game isn't difficult, the combat does require you to use your brain a bit to plan out your attacks properly. If there's a minigame you're not too fond of or maybe aren't the best at, you can actually complete the entire game without even using it, so you definitely have some freedom of choice with how you handle everything. The colors you use against your opponent will need to match their health, which is basically just a grid of symbols that you need to match your attacks to. These are revealed to you by choosing proper dialogue options when speaking to them, and also by using creatures whose passive ability is to in fact reveal those symbols. The game's themes are heavy on friendship, kindness, and love. So of course, those are the dialogue options you want to go for. The nicer you are, the better chance you have of winning. So just remember to encourage your foe and really, as cheesy as it is, just believe in the better version of themselves. You do have the option to be a complete jerk, but just as real life, that won't get you very far here. With 80 creatures overall to collect, you'll have plenty of options to choose from when you start getting into the heavier encounters, but that also means you'll be spending some time actually finding them all. Along with the creatures, you also have thoughts to collect. These are positive affirmations that have turned dark after the Leviathan ruined everything. And when you collect them, you can turn them into your boat for upgrades and rewards. This includes more attacks during battle, cosmetics, and fishing slots. There are 90 of these little guys to collect, so a total of 170 things to find. And while that may seem like a lot, it's honestly not too bad. The islands you explore are small, and even the more hidden ones can be easily located without feeling like you have to look under every rock and around every corner. The game does include a journal, so you can see your progress through each area, and if you're missing anything, it'll let you know. They won't be marked on your minimap, however, which can be a bit hit or miss with some gamers. But even without them being marked, I honestly didn't find them too much of a pain to hunt down. It helps tremendously that you can use the creatures in battle and of course the thoughts for upgrades, so you're not blindly collecting items for no reason. There is a purpose to these, something I wish a lot of games would take note of. If you give the player a reason to do the task, it makes it far less stressful. Overall, Rainbow Billy was far from a bad experience. I went into it expecting something cute and silly, and that's pretty much what I got from it, but it also ended up being far more enjoyable than expected. I didn't expect to smile when playing so much, but definitely won't complain about that happening. It did have a few technical issues here and there, but nothing game-breaking or anything enough to really put a damper on the game itself. The autosave system is quite forgiving, so even if you have to reload the game, you really don't have to replay too much, if anything. I would like to see a multiple save file system added to the game, because as of right now, it's just one single save file. If you want to start over or start a fresh game, you actually have to go into your chosen console itself and delete the local save file to start over. So seeing a menu added that allows you to do that in-game would be incredibly beneficial. I absolutely love when games add photo mode and was thrilled to see it in this game, but I honestly didn't really find myself stopping to take in the scenes too much, as nothing really caught my eye in that way. But I can't really put that all on the game design. I was admittedly distracted combing each island that by the time I got done with everything, only then did I remember about photo mode. I'd rather blame my lack of attention span than the developers, so I will gladly do so. If I'm not mistaken, this is also ManaVoid's first big game release, and if this is their first impression, I really can't wait to see what they give us next. It's just a really well done and clean game. With all that, the rating that I'm going to give Rainbow Billy is a firm 7 out of 10. The pros you can look out for: it's as adorable as you think it will be, if not more. The gameplay is catered to every gamer, no matter their age, and the learning curve for the combat system is light, majorly reducing the chance that you'll get lost or confused as to what you need to do. The collectible system is 100% rewarding, making finding all the creatures and thoughts well worth it. The maps are almost the perfect size, giving you a chance to explore everything without sending you too far off the main path. The only two cons I could really find about the game is that the minimap only tracks one collectible, and that would be the gummy fish. So seeing it's possible to incorporate it, I would have loved to see the other collectibles possibly show up as well, though again, it wasn't really necessary. And the second is the lack of in-game save file management makes starting a new game a bit on the tedious side, and only having one save file available removes the opportunity for multiple people to play at the same time. At the end of the day, it's just a genuinely fun game. You won't struggle, you will smile, and just enjoy the hours of gameplay offered. Turn-based combat systems tend to get a lot of flack, but Rainbow Billy did it well enough where you don't really feel that usual pressure of trying to make sure you don't make any mistakes. It's a game that isn't out to punish the player, but rather give them a memorable experience, and I really do think that was executed very well. And that will just about do it for this review, so thank you all for watching and listening in. My name is V, and I will catch you on the next indie game.